everyone, this is Sandy Racy with StampACrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. I have another adorable treat holder for the holidays using the Jar of Joy stamp set. This is one of our current online exclusives, and it pairs with the Sweet Jar Builder Punch, which is another online exclusive. This also comes bundled with a stamp set, a different stamp set that coordinates. But of course you want to get those too, but this one is a super fun holiday one. So we made this at our Christmas in August class a little while ago, and I just think this is the cutest little punch and stamp set to go. All right, let's get started. Just a reminder, only a couple days left to take advantage of our in color sale, 15% off our new 2025-27 in colors. I've got some cloud cover cardstock, which is 15% off. I also have, can you guess what designer paper pack this is from? It's from the Celebratory Sips, and it has some cloud cover right here. This may be on sale as well. Not positive, but maybe. And then we're going to use cloud cover blends, which are also on sale, 15% off. So you don't want to miss out on that. All right, let's do a little stamping before we get to assembly. Let's get all of our pieces out. And we're going to stamp on these two white pieces. And let's grab our stamp, our jar, which we're going to use Memento on. It doesn't really matter which way. And then I'm going to stamp the little snowman. I just stuck my finger in that ink. And we want him to be straight. So his little mound of snow is a little bit in an angle, which is fine. All right, so we're done with Memento, and now we're going to use some real red. And I'm going to stamp my words on this long strip. Now this is pretty skinny. It's 3/8. I had to cut it pretty thin so it would fit. I'm going to set it on here so I can see a little better of where I'm stamping. And then if I get ink on the back side of this, it's okay. But that I don't think is going to happen. All right, sending a jar full of cheer. Doesn't that stamp so nicely? All right, now the last thing is we have this little stamp that it will stamp his scarf and his hat band at the same time. So the trick is lining up that hat band with the blank space on his hat. And hopefully that will do it. Oh, that worked so easy. Okay, that's all the stamping we're going to do. And now I've got our Sweet Jar Punch. Let's see, if I can't hold it, I have a Post-it note. That just kind of holds it if my paper's a little smaller. All right, punch that out. I don't need the lid because I already pre-punched some black lids for our jar. And then I'll have one more punch I'm using. This is the Scallop Tag Topper, the Elegant Edge Tag Topper Punch, not the Scallop. And I'm going to take this. Now this measures 10 by I cut it just a hair under 2. That makes it slide into the punch a little better. So I'm going to punch both ends separately. Don't try to punch them. Don't try to fold this and punch it together because it's not going to work. Too thick. All right, so I've scored it a couple times to create the bottom. So I think I scored this 4 5/8. Yeah, 4 5/8 inch from either end, and that gives us the bottom of our little treat holder. Okay, now the trick to this. What I'm going to do is start this on the back, and I'm going to fold it right on this edge. So I'm not doing any scoring measurements. I'm just going to kind of finger score it as I go. But I'm just going to start with that one. because I'm not going to glue it yet, but I'm going to put a little snack, whoops, a little treat in there. So I found these. They're called, I'm always looking for something new for treats. So I haven't used these. I have used the Stroop waffles. So these are similar, but these are mini and they're cookies and cream, and they're called Rip Van Waffle Minis. And they come in different flavors. But they're pretty thin, so I'll show you. And I like that they were blue. So this is what they look like. Only 1 gram of sugar per cookie. So it's a really good treat. And how many calories? Does it say? 35 calories in 1 cookie. So I'm putting 2 cookies in my little treat holder. Just like that. So I had found my cookies first, and then I designed my treat around them. All right, so next I'm going to just kind of pinch it where I want it to fold again. And I'm going to just press it on that score line. Okay, and then I'm going to press it again. Increase. I want it to be more box shaped, so I'm trying to keep it fairly consistent. Okay, little finger press there. Just like that. That way we don't have to worry about measuring or anything. All right, so I am going to glue this small flap. We're going to adhere this first. This is not a belly band, so it's okay if we adhere this to our treat base. I'll do it right about there. And then this one will fold around and cover that. So really, I'm just gonna maybe put a little bit of adhesive on the back and make sure that this is tucked in and that it's overlapped, just like that. All right, then we can put our treats in, and in theory, it should stand up nice and even. Well, in theory. Oh, I think I need to put a little adhesive on here too to hold it in place. I want a nice flat bottom. Okay, that's better. Put a little adhesive on the top. I'm looking for glue because I've already kind of stuck that down. Let's just put a little glue in there to hold that in place. Okay, perfect. Then we can take a little bit of the White Baker's Twine. This is from our Baker Twine Essential Pack. And I will post all the supplies and measurements on my blog. Okay, I'm threading it through the very top of that little decorative edge up there. I'm going to tie this in a bow. I really do miss all of our tag topper punches. So we got to make do with what we have. So fortunately, we still have one. Okay, I am going to glue with just a little bit of liquid glue my lid onto my jar. All right, and then I'm going to take the light cloud cover, and I'm just going to do just a little bit of a shadow there. We could do a little shadow on our snowman if we want. Just depends on how much you want to do. And I'm taking a little bit of pumpkin pie. Oh, I'm going to use my little end. He's got just a little teeny nose. Okay, and we can use a little wing of Stella if you have it. And just do a little bit of, it's like a snow globe, really. I can't tell if that's coming out or not. Yeah, it's coming out a little bit. I'm trying not to get it on my red because it will bleed a tad. I may need, no, that one's about done. I may need to add a little more Wink of Stella later. Okay, let's pop this up, some dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this one, I'm going to pop it up a little bit of an angle, kind of coming up above because our sentiment, it's pretty long to go across. So what we're going to do, trim this down just a hair, and trim the ends, and then we're going to trim it into 3 separate strips. So we're going to do sending a jar full of cheer, and we are just going to pop this up. I'm just going to use 1 dimensional per strip. Cheer. Cute. Okay, we're going to add, now we have these embellishments. These are online, and I bought them because I must have all the embellishments, plus I wanted to know what they look like in person. They're called Two-Tone Sparkle Gems, and they are just, they're like in your face a little bit. They're sparkly, and I'm looking at those and I'm like, what am I going to do with those? Because they're like blue and pink and sparkly, and I thought I'm going to wait because those look like they'd be good for the holidays, and they are. So we are going to use these. They go perfectly. That blue, kind of blue-gray, it goes perfectly with the cloud cover. So we're gonna, and they come with a lot of them. How many's in here? 180 in 2 sizes. That means 90 of each size. 90 large, 90 small. That's a ton. We don't normally get that many in our embellishments. So I'm gonna add a couple there, and then I'm going to splurge and go with 2 of each size because we have so many. And I put a couple down where the words are, and they go perfectly with this project. Isn't that cute? You know, I might even be able to fit 1 more cookie in there. Let's see. Everybody at class got 2. You know, cookies aren't cheap these days. In fact, candy's not cheap either. So sometimes we have to budget ourselves. You could fit 3 because depending on how tight you make your little holder, you could fit 3 of those. Now, this box comes with 32, so if you did 3, you could get 10 little treat holders out of a box of those. I got them on Amazon, so you can look for those if you want. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed our project today. Super fun. It doesn't take a whole lot of supplies. You can get 8. I'm going to try another Wink of Stella. That's got a little more wink in it. You can get 8 of these holders out of 4, because they're 2 by 10. You can get 2 or 4 out of a sheet of cardstock, and then this is, I'm putting that in my glue lid. And this is just some of our, what is it? I asked you to guess, and then I didn't tell you. Celebratory Sips designer paper with the drinks, online exclusive. We have the paper and sticker sheet in the annual catalog, but just the paper is online. But I will post measurements and supplies on my blog. Excuse me. So check there if you want to make more of these, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.